Meet the new Jackery Explorer 300, bringing you 293 watt-hours of clean, stable electricity to power any adventure life might throw at you. Our new lithium battery generator weighs only 7 pounds, and its easy carry handle and compact size make it more portable than ever. This product provides 300-watt max continuous power and 500-watt surge power, and despite its small size...
Sorry about that. Good evening, everybody. James here, of course, back on the Jackery channel with another beautiful stream for you with a bunch of very cool products. Picture this. You're out there. Tragic happens. You have no power. What do? Well, you grab a Jackery power station. Can help you out with that. All the other cool stuff. Good evening, John. How you guys doing? Good evening, everybody. Definitely going to be getting ready with... Yeah, it's definitely evening. 1 second there. We're going to pop that over there. Get that going. Definitely. It was a very cool little video that we did show. Now, we're going to start this off with a bunch of very cool products, guys. We're going to do about an hour show or so with this. We're going to have some fun. We're going to show you guys some entry-level systems. We're going to show you guys some modular systems. We're going to show you guys some standalone systems. We're going to show you guys a little bit of something for everybody. And we're going to make sure that everybody has a good time. Well, maybe. You never know. But with that, if you guys have questions, always ask. We will try to answer what we can, when we can, and as we can with that. Now, before we get going, though, we're going to show you guys something that does come with most of these stations, and that is going to be a little kit. Depending on the kit, Cyber, how are you doing? Depending on the kit is going to depend on the cables you guys get for these accessories and stuff. Most of these are going to come with a nice little carrying bag with their logo on it. And on this, it's going to have a zipper pocket. Inside that pocket, you're going to be greeted with a few different cables. You're going to be greeted with either like a cigarette lighter style plug to charge your device, or a wall style plug to charge your device with that as well. And also, depending on the actual plug, you may get solar panel style adapters for that as well. So with that, we're going to show you guys something else as well. You guys might get the option of this as well. This is actually a single to dual solar panel plug. It's a DC plug to allow for that as well. So some of these have different options and a bunch of different cool little pieces with that. Just wanted to show you guys that, of course. We're going to start this off with their smallest but very powerful little system. And that's going to be the Jackery Explorer 100 Plus. And good evening, Phil. How are you doing? Nope. I don't know what you guys are talking about with that. Right here, guys, this is the Jackery Explorer 100 Plus, 99 watt-hours of power in the palm of your hand. This is travel size. This can be put in your backpack. This can be taken on your luggage. This can be taken pretty much anywhere. And it's going to give you enough power to charge quite a bit, including a gaming station if you guys really wanted. Good evening, Lois, guys. If you guys don't know, we have Lois over here in the Jackery channel. Lois does work for Jackery and can answer questions if you guys need. This actually has multi-plug connections. This is going to be more geared towards your USB-C and USB-A connections with this. That's kind of cool. So you do have two USB-C ports that are 100 watts max charging capability. And then you have a USB-A port right there, which is 18 watts max charging capability as well. It's amazing what this can actually do. Now, if you really wanted to, you could technically run a Nintendo Switch and a portable monitor off of this for about 4.5 hours. That's kind of crazy that this little thing can do that. It is literally a 31,000 milliamp power bank with LiFePO4 cells. That's actually amazing. With that PD 3.0 fast charging, it's going to do well with this. You can actually fully charge this device in under 2 hours. Of course, I just almost dropped it because it's one of those nights that I'm jittery and bouncing around because I've had a little bit too much sugar. Kind of. This is a cool little power station. Now, it does come with cables. Like I said, most of these kits come with cables. This one comes with an actual USB-C to USB-C cable that will allow for that 100 watts charging capability through that pass-through. It also comes with an adapter, USB-C to DC plug for the solar panels. That's actually really, really cool. Now, with that, since it's the palm size, I mean, literally it's palm size, guys. You can't go wrong with that. But if you wanted to, you could charge your iPhone 15 Pro Maxes about 6 times off of this. You could run your laptop, and now I'm gonna be honest with you. Depending on the laptop, it's not gonna be like your Asus ROG gaming laptops. All right, it's gonna be more like your HP notebooks and stuff. You're gonna be able to get about 6 hours of playtime off of that with this connected in. Maybe your MacBook Air, your MacBook Pro, connect it up, plug it in, and you're good to go. 99 watt hours of power, about that ranges, I think, at 128 watts with this. Of course, this is very, very ideal for just backpacking, camping, quick trips, or even a little bit of light photography if you guys really needed. Simple but portable. Now, this is $99 today. It's $99.99. 33% off. This is a great one. This actually will. This will charge way under 2 hours. This is, they usually claim about an hour and a quarter, but I actually charged this thing fully charged off of a power station back here last weekend on our show, which was actually kind of cool. So these charge very, very well. I'm gonna set that down there because that is, of course, their smallest but mightiest little package. What do we have up, of course, next? I think we're going to do the 300 up next. And that is going to be, let's see if I got it here. Yep. One of these days. This is the 300. So we're going to move up in size. The 300 is 293 watt hours of power. It does have, of course, 2 AC outlets. That's going to allow you to do 300 watts of pure sine wave power connectability with this. And that's kind of cool with this, and I kind of like that. Now, with this, of course, this one actually has a USB-C port. That's a 60 watt in and out port, 2 USB-A ports, and of course a DC plug. Now, you also have the cigarette lighter DC plug on the side that's going to allow you to plug in, let's say, your air mattresses or little dust busters or other things of the sorts with that, and which is kind of cool. Individually switched, nice little screen. You guys can see it's got about 26% charged with this. It's almost time for me to recharge this because I do use these quite a bit. For just, if you guys watched any of my other videos, I grab these all the time to run products off of them, which is kind of cool. Now with it, it does have LiFePost cells. It does have cooling technology. Also has this fixed handle with it. This will come with cables as well. It's going to come with a cigarette lighter and a wall plug, which will work well for a lot of people. Now, again, this one, though, will not charge as quick as the smaller one. This one's going to take approximately 3.5 hours to fully charge on a wall plug. Now, if you use the dual plug style charging, like the wall plug and the USB-C port at the same time, because you can do that, 2 hours fully charged, you're good to go. If you wanted to do, let's say, a cigarette car lighter, like a little quick trip down, down the coastline or something, 3.5 hours again on a cigarette lighter, it's charged. If you have a Solar Saga panel, of course, with the 300, that's going to be like the 100 Solar Saga panel, about 4.5 hours fully charged, and you don't have to worry about it. Now, with the amount of power that this has, 293 watt hours of power, that's going to allow you to run your Nintendo Switch for approximately 39 to 40 hours with no issue. 5 watt light bulb, a lot more longer than that. Your DSLR camera is about 15 charges off of those, depending on the batteries. And then most of those batteries are going to range from approximately that size is what we're talking about for your DSLR camera. So you're going to get about 15 of those, which works well. I do need to charge my DSLR cameras thinking about it now that I pulled that out. This is going to be great for, quick emergencies, short camping trips, if you guys really needed to, like I said, photography, lighting, camera gear, and others accessories. Has silicone pads on the bottom, which are going to do very, very well for you. This has what's called Class 9 drop protection, so you can actually drop this from a short distance, and it should not hurt it at all. And since they use the LiFePo 4 cells, you're actually, well, that's how do we phrase those words? Very safe and reliable with those charge and discharge rates because it does have the cooling technology in there. You should get a nice lifespan out of this with this, and they are very, very silent. You aren't even going to notice this is running. It's going to be about 7 decibels. And, of course, every switch on it, every plug has its own switch to turn on and off when you need. So when you do that, it's going to save your time and hassle. The 300 is actually 35% off tonight. Normally $350. It's like $229.99. Which is kind of a great deal with that. If you guys need the 300, great option right here. I actually love this one. I've been using this. I think I used it in 15 different videos today or so. The other day I used it in probably about 20 different videos. I keep grabbing these because they're very accessible and they work for what I need. This is a great option, and I can contest to this. They work amazingly well. So that's the 300, guys. A really awesome option right there. Any questions about that? Phil, thank you, buddy. Thank you, my man. Phil's been popping all over my stuff. All right, we are going to move the 240 because we're going to talk about one on the table. I'm not picking the one up on the table today. We're going to move cameras. We're going to talk about the one down there in the middle, the 500. So we're moving over to the 500. We're actually going to zoom in on the 500. We're going to come down to it. Now that is the 500. The 500 actually has a $150 clippable coupon to save you a little bit of money. It is around $4.99 tonight, 6% off, but there's a $150 clippable coupon, so it's going to drop it down even better. This one does weigh about 13 pounds for you, though. Now, the 500 is 518 watt hours of power. Does have one single AC outlet that's going to do, of course, 500 watts of pure scientific power. If we bring it forward, you guys see a little better. Now, with this, you do have 3 USB-A ports and, of course, that DC plug and other DC plugs as well. Still individually switched to turn it on and off. Of course, with that nice little display, fixed handle. But this one has something a little different than the other didn't have. It's actually got a flashlight on the side that can come on and that is already there. Now, it will also turn off, or if you hold it down for a good amount of period of time, 3 seconds, it's going to go into SOS mode for you. Shut it off, just tap it again. Has the cooling technologies, fixed handle, and of course that beautiful silicone pads on the bottom so you don't have to worry about it marring up surfaces when you're using it. Now, of course, you guys can switch off everything on hand, buy that with that. The runtime and charge time on this one, of course, is going to vary a little bit different than the others because it is a little bit bigger. This one's going to take about 5.5 hours to fully charge with that. I think the last time I charged it, it took a little bit over, I think about 5 hours, but of course it wasn't completely dead. I think it was like 10% charge still there. So that's a good amount of time for that. If you want to do it in the car, of course, on a cigarette lighter or like a day trip or, driving a couple states away, you'll be able to do it in about 5.5 hours, just like the wall plug. If you have the Solar Saga 100 panel, it's going to allow you to charge in approximately 7.5 hours with that. Now, the runtime on this is going to allow you to run different objects, of course, because it does have a little bit more power. You'll be able to run, let's say, like a 40-watt mini cooler or your flat screen TV. You'll be able to run that for approximately 7 to 7.5 hours between those two objects. Now, your 30-watt laptop is going to be able to run for approximately 30 hours. That's going to range depending on that laptop of it. Now, of course, this is a nice size piece that can be carried around. But again, 13 pounds, guys. Let's just go there. 13 pounds of weight with this one. Now, you could even run, let's say, your air compressor to pump up your bike tires or your car tires. You should get approximately about 8 hours of runtime with those. Electric blankets, which is a good thought with that because, it is that time of year where it is winter, of course, and power outages do happen and people get cold. Plug in an electric blanket, get about 4 hours of heating off of it, and you're good to go, and hopefully the power's back on by then. Or you got a fire going by that time. Now, of course, with that, I do apologize for coughing, guys. It's just one of those things that happens off and on. Throughout the day. Now, if you really wanted to, you could even run, let's say, blenders. You could run smaller power tools like little hand drills and stuff with this. The 500 is going to be a great option because of the portability with that one. It's going to do well. And of course, the $150 clippable coupon ain't going to hurt you either. So, any questions about those? Does it have a 3-pronged pronged outlet? Which one are you talking about, Cyber? The 300 or the 500? Because they do have 3-pronged outlets on these. And, of course, if you look, I can actually show you guys right there. This is your third prong, your ground prong. So, yes, they do that. So 500, great option if you're looking for like that. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, PGE, Portland General Electric. I do know that. You're from Dyson heater for hours. Do, 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 do. Jackery that can handle the standard size fridge and perhaps. Those are going to be the larger ones for, like, let's say your fridge and your Dyson heater for hours. I'm going to tell you to go for like the 2000 and up. You could do the 2000 Pro or the 2000 Plus, or even the 3000 Pro. The 1000 Plus is a good option as well, and we will be getting into the bigger stations in a minute. They will be able to allow you to run that for a good amount of hours. So, yeah, those are actually great options. Really, really great options. Now we're going to show you a little bit bigger of a station. We're going to go to the 1000. Now the 1000 still considered the Explorer series, and I'm going to actually bounce over to, let's see, camera 3 if it'll work. My remote's, oh, my remote died, guys. I ain't got a remote today. We're going to do this way. We'll just do it by hand. The 1000 is going to be that one way up and under right there. Now the 1000 is a really cool portable power station. Does weigh a little bit more. It's 1002 watt hours of power. Does have 3 AC outlets, guys, right here. These are going to allow you to do 1000 watts of pure sine wave power. So technically, you could run a 520 watt refrigerator, which is going to be like your standard double door refrigerator for approximately 2 hours, because it is over 1000 watts of power. Now this one does have 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, and of course that DC plug with this. This does work with solar panels. It takes an alligator clip, does have that display, and of course the fixed handle. Like the 500, the little brother, it does of course have the flashlight on the side, and does have SOS patterns with that as well. Now this one's got a little bit larger cooling technologies on the side with the fins and the fans to keep it protected. Now, just like all of the stations on here, guys, all of these plugs are individually switched, so you can turn them on and off at ease or will. Yeah. So with that, it's a really cool piece. The 1000's going to do well for you. Now, because it's the Explorer series do take a little bit more to charge or a little bit longer to charge. 5 hours it's going to take to charge the 1002 watt hours on this device. So it's going to take 5 hours in a wall plug. If you're in a car using a cigarette lighter, it's going to take a little over 11 hours. Now, that may be like a 2-day trip for most people. Maybe you're going from the West Coast all the way down to, let's say, the Redwoods. Maybe you're up in Upper Washington and going to the Redwoods. That's going to take you about that long or more to drive down there, so you'll be fully charged by the time you get to your campground. So that will work for you. If you want to use, let's say, 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels, 6 hours fully charged, no problem with that. Running on this, though, you'll be able to run a lot more stuff with this because it is 1002 watt hours of power, so you do have the accessibility to run more stuff. Let's say like your electric heating blanket, you'll get approximately 10 to 11 hours of runtime off of that. Your electric grill. Now, your camp grill, electric camp grills and stuff, or maybe your Blackstone griddles, you'll get about 50 to 55 minutes of runtime-ish, depending on the power of that grill. So if you have a much larger one, it's going to take less with that. Your little mini coolers, and that's going to be like your smaller 15 to 20 watt mini coolers, like your camping coolers. That's going to give you about 13 hours of runtime with that. If you guys want to run, let's say, like that big flat screen TV behind me, you're going to get about 9 hours of runtime off of that, and that's going to be about 45 to 55, about 45 watts, I'm going to say, of charging capability through that. You definitely could run let's say, coffee makers or other devices with this. Now, this one does weigh 22 pounds. So do know it does weigh approximately 22 pounds. So it does take a little bit to carry it. You're not going to want to carry it all day, but it is, of course, doable. So it does have the handle and can be done. The 8 ports will do well for you, though. And it does come with the adapter that goes into the alligator clips for the solar panels. So you don't have to worry about that. But great little deal. It's like 41% off tonight. Normally like $1,100. It's $649 for you tonight. Don't need to clip no coupons. You're going to save approximately a little over, about $300, $400. Now, they also have the option of the 1000 with solar panels. So you do get the option of the 1000 plus a Solar Saga solar panels, and that's going to be the 100-watt solar panels. So if you guys don't want to pay for that electric bill to charge it on your wall plug, it comes in the kit. Normally $1,700. It's only $1,000 tonight. I think it's like $999 technically. But 39% off. You're going to get the station and 2 of the solar panels. That means you can have it fully charged in 6 hours out in the sun while you're camping. Maybe you have a power outage. And yes, I'm going to tell you, these solar panels will work in the snow. As long as you keep the snow off the panel, it will still work out there. And they do work, of course, in the wet and harsh environments with no issues. They're made from an ETFE and monocrystalline solar cells. That's going to give you that nice charge rate. And the 100-watt solar panels do about 23 to 24% efficiency in lower light settings with no issues with that. So you have a great options between the 1000 and the 1000 with solar panels. It will run, of course, that stuff. Steven, hello. How are you doing? Good evening, Steven. So those are really, really amazing options in the Explorer series. I love the Explorer series. Both of those options are great price points. $649 for the station alone. If you want the station and the 2 solar panels, $999. You can't go wrong with that. It's a great peace of mind. I really love the option to have a peace of mind of going off the grid. With everything that's going on with the electric bills keep climbing and stuff, this could actually save you some money, which is a great idea. I really love the idea of saving myself some money. Now, with that, we're going to move up into the Big Brother range, and now we're moving into their newer styles. These are going to have brighter screens. They're going to have more plugs. They're going to have a handle that does fold up and move around. Now, with that, I'm going to try and get my remote won't work. All right, batteries are dead. I need batteries. Let's see. 1500 is actually right down here. So if we move down here, this should be the 1500 for you right there. Now, this is the 1500 Pro. And like I said, hey, my camera's wonky today. That's the 1500 Pro. And there's actually a solar panel sitting on top of it, which I'm going to move right now. This does have that handle like I was talking about, guys, that does, of course, move up and down and folds. This is going to have still a flashlight on it, but this flashlight's going to do multiple modes with that. So you have 2 brightness levels and, of course, SOS with that. Now, it also has a rubberized cork that does cover over that to keep it protected for you. Now, with that, you got 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability, 2 USB-C ports, 100 watts max charging capability. Now, with this one, though, you got 3 AC outlets that are going to do 1800 watts of pure sine wave power, which means you don't have to worry about power spikes ruining your product. And that's kind of cool. Now, it does, of course, have that cigarette lighter plug, 12-volt, 10-amp connectability right there. And, of course, that nice bright screen. Now, that screen is really, really well done. So it has that bright, poppy contrast. So you can actually see the charge, discharge, and, of course, voltages being used. Now, 512 watt-hours of power on this device can be fully charged in 2 hours. Now, this one has dual voltage monitoring system. It's got 8 temperature sensors and, of course, an intelligent BMS, which is your battery management system. The battery management system and the temperature settings or temperature sensors are going to determine the discharge and charge rate and heat so the batteries won't overheat, and it's going to kick on that cooling technology to keep those cool, which means in the end, it's going to keep your batteries running longer and staying healthier for a longer period of time. And that is always amazing. Now, like I said, on a wall plug, 2 hours fully charged, you're good to go. If you have 6 of the Solar Saga 200 panels, those are going to be the bigger panels, 2 hours fully charged. Car outlet, though, I'm going to be honest with you, it takes a while on a car outlet. 16 and a half hours, fully charged, up and going, and you're ready. That's going to be like, let's say, you're going from Oregon to, of course, the Grand Canyon, or you're going from Oregon to even farther, right? So that's what that's going to range for. Now, running this, though, you're going to be able to run more stuff with this because it is 1,512 watt-hours of power. And, of course, you have the 8 outlets with this. You're going to be able to run, and let's say you could charge your iPhone 14 or 15 about 63 times off of this. You'll be able to run your 60 watt 55-inch flat screen TV for about 17 hours. If you want, you can run that flashlight that I just showed you guys on the front for 115 hours if you need. Now, with it, you can run even more stuff. Let's say you guys are throwing an outdoor summer barbecue and you guys want to run the ice shaver. About an hour and a half on the ice shaver machine, all right? It's not a lot, but it will do it. Your 90 watt mini fridge, you'll be able to get about 10 and a half hours off that mini fridge. You can run your hand drills, your angle grinders, weed whackers, pull saws, and of course leaf blowers off of this as well. This device does weigh, though, 37 and a half pounds. Now, this one, of course, does, it's going to cost you a little bit more for this. Let's be honest. Normally $1,700. This has actually got a $700 clippable coupon, so you're only paying $9.99, right? You're only going to pay $9.99 for this. So $9.99 for a normal $1,700 power station is an amazing price right there. For the 1500 Pro, it's going to do well for you. Now, this one technically could run your 520 watt refrigerator for approximately 2.5 to almost 3 hours of full runtime. So when power goes out, you have food in that fridge that you want to keep cool. Plug your fridge into it, and it will run off of that. You could even run one of those little ACs off of it. That's going to be like your 700 watt or 700 BTU or 7,000 BTU, not 700. 7,000 BTU ACs off of this. You get about an hour to 2 off of it, which means you can keep your little room cool with no problem. This one's going to be great for, let's say, your RVs, your camping, your all-around smaller emergencies. Solar panel, of course, is optional. They do have, of course, the kit in the carousel with the solar panel. So if you want the Jackery Explorer with the solar panel, we have the option. So the next one in the carousel is the 1500 Pro with the Solar Saga 200 panel. Now, normally that kit is $2,099. There's a $800 clippable coupon today. That's going to drop it down for you. So you still get everything that this power station can do, but you get the larger solar panel. Now, that larger solar panel is going to do well for everybody. It's going to just, it's going to save you some time and hassle. Let's go there with that. You still get the same 2-hour charge rate with the wall plug, 6.5 hours, but you also get everything else that we talked about with the power station. You just get the option of a big, beautiful panel. 1500 Pro, guys, is an amazing option. I recommend that. Now, we're going to go even bigger with it. We're going to go to the Big Brother. Now, the Big Brother, of course, is the 2000 Pro. The 2000 Pro is kind of cool. So, we're going to talk about the 2000 Pro, right? If I can get... Hey, my remote says it's working, but it's not wanting to move. So, we're going to go to here. 2000 Pro's up there in that stack, right? So we're going to go to the 2000 Pro. The 2000 Pro is, of course, a beautiful little power station. Lois, you're on the wrong one. Could you switch that to 2000 Pro, please? Thank you. The 2000 Pro, guys, is a beautiful little power station that's going to do 2,160 watt hours of power with this. It still comes in almost the size of course, the 1500 Pro, but this is 37% off. It's only $11.99 tonight. Now, 2,160 watt hours. That's right, 2,160 watt hours of power. 3 2,200 watt AC outlets. 2 USB-C 100 watt ports and 2 USB-A 18 watt ports. Still has that light that, of course, I just showed you guys on the 1500 Pro that does do dual mode and, of course, SOS pattern. It also has the cigarette lighter on the side, 12 volt, 10 amp, and that nice display. Now, with this one, though, it's going to take you a little bit to charge it. It's about 2 hours wall plug, 24 hours in the car, and, of course, if you have 6 of the solar panels, about 2.5 hours. Now, with this, still the beautiful display, has that cigarette lighter like I was telling you, still has the handle, the cooling technology, and, of course, that flashlight that you would come to recognize with this, which is actually beautiful. Now, with this one, because it is over 2,000 watt hours of power, you're going to be able to run your 1100 watt window AC for 2 hours with no issue. Now, we're going to get into this because I want to kind of talk about some things that I've actually ran off of this one. First and foremost, I've actually ran my 1150 watt window AC off of this with no issues whatsoever. I've actually plugged in my high-powered hair dryers into it, no issues. I've plugged in my wife's KitchenAid mixers into it, not a problem with it. The cool part is because it is 2200 watt hours or 2200 watt hours of power. Of course, with it, you're going to be able to run your little welding machines now, not the big ones, but the littler ones with it. You'll be able to run most of your table saws and stuff off of this without an issue. You can run your 520 watt refrigerator for a little over 3.25 hours with no problem at all. That's some stuff that you can do. Now, this one does weigh 43 pounds, so do know it does have a little bit of weight, but is accessible and can be carried around for you without an issue. Now, still has, of course, the multi-ports, so you have no problem with that. But you still have the safe and reliable of the LifePo 4 cells individually wrapped with the cooling technology. Now, fast, of course, solar and AC charging capabilities. Both ways is going to be about 2 hours to 2.5 hours, depending on how you do it. The 2000 Pro is an amazing, amazing piece. Now, some other things that I've actually had plugged into this. I actually had my gaming PC plugged into this one night. Not an issue in the world playing it, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you have over 1100 watt gaming PC, it ain't going to run that long. So the 2000 Pro, amazing option for you. Now we also have the 2000 Pro with a solar panel in the carousel for you. So if you want the option of this package deal, normally $3,600. They have the 2000 Pro plus 2 Solar Saga 200 panels for $19.99. That's like 44% off. That's really, really a good deal. If you had 6 of those guys, 2.5 hours fully charged, since it's only 2 of those, it's going to be approximately 4.5 hour charge time with 2 of them panels, but can be done. So great price points between the 2000 Pro and the 2000 Pro with the solar panels. Both great pieces, and of course, knock your socks off. Let's just be honest. Any questions about the 2000 Pro, please ask. I'm definitely here to answer for that one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to the live camera real quick. Let's check chats. I know I got several chats going. I'll drop that for everybody down there, though. And then I'm going to be like, why is my remote not working? I don't understand why my remote's not working tonight. All right, so since we're doing that, we're going to move into the largest standalone system. That's right. The largest standalone system. This is going to be the 3000 Pro, which is already listed in the carousel and lit up. We're going to pop over here. That is not what I want. We're going to go here. You guys are going to notice 2 very large power stations towards the back. Now, these are actually pretty much the same housing with that. Now, the 3000 Pro is their largest standalone system. Now, what do I mean by their largest standalone system? Well, this is the largest battery capacity in a standalone system that they have thus to date. Normally, it's like $270 or $27.99 tonight, but there's a $400 clippable coupon. This does 3,024 watt hours of power, has 5 AC outlets. Now, we're going to get into it because you guys do need to know. You have 4 of the standard AC outlets that it's going to do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power. That means you will be able to run your TIG and MIG welders off of this depending on the power range of that TIG or MIG. Now, it also has this larger AC outlet plug that's going to allow you to plug in some styles of EV chargers for your cars or your older school washers and dryers or kitchen stoves. Now, it still has, of course, that beautiful display, 2 USB-A ports, 18 watts max, 2 USB-C ports, and, of course, that cigarette lighter plug right over there. Now, with this one does a couple things a little bit different. First and foremost, it has the handles on the side, but it also has a telescopic handle on the back so you can wheel it around like a suitcase. No, the 2000 does not have wheels, but the 2000 Plus does. Now with it, I'm going to show you guys right. That's not it right here. So this is what that looks like with the handle out, so you can wheel it around with that. So they do have that. It does weigh 63 pounds though. Okay, That's just one of those things. Now, with it, of course, this one works with their app. So they do have an iOS and Android app. It's called the Jackery app. That app is going to allow you to turn on and off those switches. That means you can turn on and off the plugs at your will. That if you guys left, let's say, your homestead or you left your house and you want to make sure you turn that plug off, pull up the app and you can shut it off. Now, the app is, of course, accessible and does work with the 3000 Pro, but it all works with all Plus series stations. The Jackery app, of course, we're going to pull it up. Hopefully, I don't have to log in tonight. Oh, I do have to log in, so guys, bear with me as I log into this real quick. Of course, it doesn't want me to log in properly. iPhones. iPhones, man, they never work properly for me. Let's see. All right, we're in. So there is the app. You guys are going to notice I have a couple stations connected up. There's the 3000 Pro that we're actually showing you. Now, when we go into the 3000 Pro, you guys are going to notice that the one is bright orange for the AC outlet. Now, it's going to also show you guys the charge rate left in the power station. And, of course, how cool the batteries are running. It's like 25 Celsius. Now, with it, you also have standby modes. You will have also 12-hour timers. You can also do auto timer on and off. You can put in energy saving modes in this, and of course, battery settings and battery management. To do it, I just literally tap it. You guys are going to notice the LED lighting in the middle just shut off just by a tap of that button. I hit that button again. The LED lighting should come back on in approximately a few minutes. With that, there we go. Now the power's back on. That simple, that easy. To be able to run that through wherever you want, it works with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectability with it. Victoria, good evening. Now with this one though, we're going to go into it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to bounce back over here. Your charge rate, 2.5 hours on a wall plug is what it's going to take. There's no going around it. It's a big battery. 3.5 hours if you have 6 of the solar 200 panels. Now, with this one, though, you're going to be able to run your 1150 watt window AC for approximately 3 hours, your 520 watt refrigerator for over 5 hours, your 60 watt flat screen TV is about 35 hours of runtime with that. But since it is a very large system, you can run even more stuff with this, including your kitchen stove. That's right, your 800 watt kitchen stove for about 3 hours. If you want to do a movie night out back, you're going to get about 21 hours on that 100 watt projector. 60 watt mini fridge, 43 hours of runtime. Your 5 watt light bulb, 220-ish hours of runtime. Now, if you're off the grid living with this, you'll be able to run your inverter heater for about 6 hours. You'll be able to run your electric water pump or sub pump or well pump for about 32 hours. That means your water's still going. Since it is 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, that means you can actually max it out to 6,000 watts, of course, at peak wattage. And that's going to be about 1 hour of runtime for your MIG or TIG welders. You can run your table saws and everything else in between with this. Now, it still has that life post cells, but it's got that beautiful handle that's going to allow it. Again, just the station alone, guys, is $27.99, but there's a $400 clippable coupon. But on top of that, we also have it with the solar panels. So if you want the station and 2 of the Solar Saga 200 panels, it's $1,100 off of the $4,000 price tag. So you're going to get that station and 2 of the large panels, and you're going to save $1,100 on that kit. That's actually a really, really great deal for that. Now we're going to move down to the modular system, actually we're moving to the 300 plus. Now the 300 plus is kind of cool. We're going to show you guys the 300 plus with a 100 watt solar panel. This is the 300 plus, right? So this little thing, and we're going to change camera view so you guys can see this a little better. 300 plus right here. This works with, of course, the app. So you can run it off the app. Now, what this does, of course, right here on the side, has the old school bigger plug, which means you can plug it in like a computer plug. This has got 2 USB-C ports, 100 watts max. One is an in and out port. You have a 15 watt USB-A port over there as well. Then you have that one AC outlet, 300 watts of pure sine wave power, and you have that 3-watt flash or 3-watt light bulb that does do multi-mode. Has the handle that does fold up on this version. Also has, of course, that beautiful silicone pads and the cooling technology, and of course the Life Post cells. Now, the 300 Plus is 288 watt hours of power, which means you're going to be able to run your Nintendo Switch for 40 plus hours off of this, or your camera gear, or your CPAP machine, or oxygen machine, whatever you guys depend to use. This one will actually allow you to fully charge this in under an hour and a half. And that's kind of cool with the technology. Now, if you want to use just the USB-C port to charge this, it's going to be about 2.5 to 3 hours with that runtime. Now, the cool part is if you use the 100-watt Solar Saga panel that comes in this kit, 7 hours fully charged, no worries about it. It's 22% off tonight, $449, normally $579 for the kit with the panel. This is a cool piece. This is their newest current version, of course, the 300 Plus. I love this version. It's really nice to be able to run the app, of course, to turn on all those plugs. Still has that DC plug. And, of course, it has the newer display. And we'll turn it on for you guys. Let me power it up real quick. Unless I forgot to charge this, which is possible. No, there we go. All right, we're coming on. There we go. I did charge it. It's at 90%. And I thought I didn't charge it. So it does have that cool display. Nice, portable, 11 pounds, guys. You can carry it around, no problem, no quirks, no issues. 300 Plus, guys, is a great option for a beautiful package. Hey, Jennifer, how it's going? It's definitely going. It's going pretty good. How's it going for you? All right, we're moving into the modular systems. And what do I mean by modular systems? I'm going to talk about it, and hopefully you guys understand what a modular system is. Now, we're moving into the range that is an expandable system. That means you can actually add a battery or two connected to this. That means you're going to have extra power with it. That means you can actually live off of the grid with these. Now, we're moving into the 1000 plus system. Now, the 1000 plus system is actually down here on the bottom table, right over there, where, you guys can see right there. That's the 1000 plus. Now, the 1000 plus is 1264 watt hours of power, but it has 2000 watts of pure sine wave power through the 3 AC outlets. Now, this does, of course, have that flashlight that does do multi-mode connection and SOS pattern. Has, of course, that handle that does move for you right here. And, of course, has the 2 USB-A's and 2 USB-C ports. Now, the 1000 Plus is 1264 watt hours of power, but you can add up to 3 batteries, which is going to give you guys 5 kilowatts of power. 5 kilowatts of power is going to allow you to run quite a bit for a good amount of time. The station alone is normally $1,200, but there is actually a $100 clippable coupon, so you're going to save, of course, that $100. Now, to charge this device, of course, it's going to take 2 hours fully charged on a wall plug. That's actually quite fast for this device. Now, the 1000 Plus, of course, can be charged off solar panels. If you have 4 of the Solar Saga 100 panels, about 4.5 hours for that. Car chargers, about 7 hours, of course. Now, because it does have a good amount of power, 1264 watt hours of power, you technically can run that 1150 watt window AC for about an hour with that. If you wanted to run, let's say, a leaf blower, about 2 hours of runtime off of that. Angle grinder, 2.5 hours. Get that light bulb on the side, guys. 96 hours of runtime on that light bulb if you wanted. Your 100-watt projector, about 9 hours of runtime. Your smaller mini fridges, 44 hours of runtime with that, of course. Your smartphones, 58 to 60 charges, if I remember correctly. It's just, I can keep going, guys, with the amount of runtime and the stuff you can do with this, but the expandability is where it's at. Now, the battery is one thing I did not show you, but the battery is, of course, all the way up and up there. So that is a battery that you can actually get with this kit that will connect up to it, which will actually expand all the way up to 5 kilowatts of hour power with that, which is an amazing option. Now, besides that power station, we have the 1000 plus solar panels and the carousel. So if you guys want to get the 1000 plus the solar panels, you're going to get 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels, normally about $1,700, but that kit is going to actually have a $200 clippable coupon, which is going to save you a good amount of money. So if you guys want the 1000 plus expandable kit or the 1000 plus expandable kit with the solar panels, both in the carousel, both amazing prices, and can run pretty much whatever you want with that. So that's an expandable storage, expandable piece. Beautiful piece of technology. Now, of course, you guys probably want to talk about their largest power station that they have. Now, it's not their largest standalone system, but it is their largest modular system. This is going to be the one, the creme de la creme. This is going to be the one for the people that want to live off the grid and not have to worry about their power whatsoever. This is the 2000 plus. Now, the 2000 plus, of course, is a beautiful little power station that is down here, of course. Let's see if we can move over. Let's see if we can zoom in. It is a little shadowy for you guys, so let me pull the power station off the cable that is in front of it. So that's the 2000 plus, guys. Now, the 2000 plus is, of course, a big powerhouse. 2042 watt hours of power, LiFePO 4 cells. Now, this does have, of course, the 5 AC outlets. You have 4 standard AC outlets that do 3000 watts of pure sine wave power, but you also have that 5th one that can do TIG or MIG welders or dryers or stoves or other larger or even EV cars. Now, it also has 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max and 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts max charging capability for those hungry powered devices like your MacBook Airs and Pros. Now, with this one, though, guys, you're going to be able to fully charge it 2 hours on a wall plug, and that's actually quite amazing. If you want to do it in your car outlet or your RV, if you guys are going cross country, maybe you guys have toy haulers. Maybe you guys have drag race cars and you guys want to have the power on hand. 25 hours in the cigarette lighter charger and you are charged, of course. Now with this one, it is expandable and we'll get into the expandability, but first we're going to talk about the product. $2,199, but it does have a $330 clippable coupon for the power station. Running this device, you'll be able to run a lot of stuff, including your window ACs and stuff. So 1150 watt window AC should be able to run approximately almost 2 hours off of this device. If you are the type of person that needs a CPAP machine or an oxygen machine to sleep at night, depending on this device, those usually range around 40 to 45 watts of power. You're going to get about 150 hours of runtime off of that. Your 520 watt double door refrigerator with the ice machine or ice chest, 520 watts, it's going to be able to run about 3 hours. Nick, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for popping in. Now, you could even run a microwave, but do know microwaves are power hungry devices. You're only going to get an hour and a half of runtime off of that. Your 100 watt projector, 14 hours of runtime. If you want to do off the grid stuff, let's say your TIG or MIG welders, your saws, you can do that. Your water pumps, everything can be ran off of this. Now, it still has, of course, your battery management system. It has your EPS, which is your pass-through charging. Your emergency power supply, pass-through charging. Just 20 milliseconds to auto switch to battery power with this, guys, which is actually kind of cool. Very low quiet, 30 decibels of runtime. The fans on these do kick on, so you do hear a fan, but they are super, super silent. We're talking about Jackery power stations. We're talking about the 2000 plus. Now, guys, that's the station alone, $330 clip coupon, but we're going to move over to the station and, of course, 2 solar panels with that as well. So the 2000 plus kit that we're showing you guys next is going to be the 2000 plus 2 Solar Saga 200 panels. Now, this kit's normally $3,299, but there is a $600 clippable coupon. That means you're going to be able to do everything I just talked about, but you're also going to be able to charge it on hand with the 2 solar panels. Of course, the solar panels are nice, large, and beautiful pieces. Now, we were talking about the expandability with this, since it is an expandable or modular system, and that's where we're going to go to next, and that's going to be the 4000 kit. The 4000 kit is actually the power station and the battery right above it. Right there, guys. So that is the kit and the battery above it. That means this is 4,085 watt hours of power. Cool part about this is you can actually add 5 total batteries to this one power station. That's going to give you guys 12 kilowatts of hour power. That means you don't have to pay your power bill. You have enough power to run your house for days with no issue. And that's where it's really cool. Now, not only can you do that with the 4000 kit, but you technically can get a second power station, another 2000 plus, connect them together and add 10 batteries, and that's going to give you guys 24 kilowatts of hour power. So that's where this one is expandable compared to the others. It actually expands out there quite a bit, so you can actually do that and run pretty much whatever you need. That's 24 kilowatts of hour power. It's going to run everything you need for a good amount of time. And of course, connect it up, guys, and charge it, and you're going to be good to go. Wiley, how are you doing, buddy? This kit, though, guys, the battery kits, like it's $3,799 for the station and the battery together. Now, we also have the full 4000 kit as well, and that's the last, the kit that we're going to talk about now. It's the power station, the battery, and the 2 solar panels. That kit is $5,000, but there's a $1,000 clippable coupon, so you're going to save $1,000 on that full kit. You're going to get the battery, the station, and the 2 solar panels. That's a great, great deal right there. The 4000 kit is the 2000 plus the plus E2000 battery and 2 Solar Saga 200 panels. Amazing, amazing. Now, if you're wanting something that's going to run or save you during power outages, the 2000 plus is going to be my pick because it could do that. It's going to run stuff that you couldn't imagine. And the cool part is it is a 3000 watt output power of pure sine wave power, but technically you can run a 6000 watt TIG or MIG welder off of that, no problem whatsoever. Any questions about those, please ask. So yeah, if that's what you're looking for, like your power outages for PGE when you had the 6 to 8 hours, that's a kit. That's an amazing, amazing kit right there. Now we're gonna move over into the solar panels. I'm gonna actually grab the solar panel because I actually grabbed it. But good thing, I'll just climb over my couch and grab it like a monkey. This is the panels that we've been talking about. So here, this is the 100 watt panel, right? The 100 watt panel does, of course, have these Velcro kickstands that's going to pop out. It's got one on each side, so you're good there. It's got this ETFE handle that's actually very stable. It's got these eye ringlets, guys. These I do recommend using because you do not want this to be caught in the wind and sail off like a sail. Now, it's got magnets that will actually magnetically hold it closed, so you don't have to worry about that. But it's got the monocrystalline solar cells right here, guys, that are very beautiful. And it's going to capture that 23% more efficiency in the lower light settings. This is a great solar panel. Now, the solar panel right here, guys, is like normally it's I think it's $249 tonight, or it's what is it? $249. Actually, yeah, it's like $249. But it also has a $30 clippable coupon, if I can remember correctly off the top of my head. Now with it, it's got the zipped up pocket back here that's got the fixed cable. So it does come with the cable on it. It also comes with, of course, an adapter just in case you guys have the other style of the Explorer style, like the 240, 300, and the 500. It's going to take that adapter to plug in. If not, it's got the other style adapter already on it. Now, the cool thing also is it's got this little port back there that's got a USB-C port and a USB-A port. That means you can use the solar panel to charge your phones right off of this. Now, this, of course, is fully waterproof and water resistant in harsh and wet weather. Can be used in dusty weather as well. And, of course, the snowy weather, as long as you're clearing off the panel to keep that snow off of it so it can capture it. Now, if you guys know, so snow does reflect some light, so you could get some through that. This is compatible with the 240, the 300, the 500, the 1000, the 1000 plus, and the 1500 power station. So great little piece. You should be able to have this up and connected in under 30 seconds to capturing that power you want. This is going to allow you to get, of course, 100 watts at 18 volts of charging capability with this device. This is going to be a great, great compatible piece. If you get it for most of your stations, let's say like your 1000 up, I always recommend getting 2 to 4 of these. That way you don't have to plug it into your wall plug, and you have all that charging capability that you really need with that. That's a beautiful, beautiful solar panel. Now, of course, we also have their biggest solar panel, the 200-watt Solar Saga. Now, the 200-watt Solar Saga is like $6.99, but there is a $140 clippable coupon. I actually have a very cool little video over here that we're going to show you guys right here, where I am unwrapping it and pulling it out and plugging it into the 3000 Pro. Now, with this, still monocrystalline solar cells, ETFE case, does have some zippers on it, and it does, of course, has a buckle as well. When you pull that and pop it out, it's going to be a tri-fold design. It's actually got tri-legs or triple legs. It's a tri-fold, and it's got quad panels. Now, with this one, it's going to work with the 1000 Pro, 1500 Pro, 2000 Pro, and, of course, the 3000 Pro and the 2000 Plus series station. Now, with this one, you'll be able to have it up and set up in under 30 seconds. It does come with a nice long cable. The cable is actually in a pocket inside the case, so you do have that cable in there for you. This is going to do approximately 24.5% more efficiency, even in low light settings. But it's also where you're going to want to grab, let's say, let's show you guys this. I recommend getting this cable right here. So you can actually connect up multiple solar panels to these stations through these cables. And that's actually kind of cool. So I do recommend getting that little piece right there. Now with it, of course, you guys are going to see in a second, when I connect it up to it, I'm going to get approximately 150 to 158 watts of charging capability through it. Even though you guys see the bright blue sky behind you, I'm actually being blocked by a 4-story building, because that's what I live in, is a big 4-story building. So where the sun was coming from is actually partially blocked by the building, so it wasn't giving me all the sun that it could have. Just know, find the most opened area to get that most of your light as you can. And right there, you guys can see it's connected up with the legs, the stands, and everything out there. Of course, there's a $140 clippable coupon, which is going to save you a good amount of time and a good amount of money with this. The 2000 Solar Saga is an amazing solar panel. Recommend, guys. So if you have the bigger stations, definitely check out the bigger solar panel for you. Now, all of those are amazing pieces of technology. So if you guys have any questions, I can definitely answer now, because that is the last of the product in the carousel for us tonight. So I will check chat to make sure if there was any other questions. Like I said, guys, bunch of great deals. So definitely check out these deals that they're throwing out there. Really, really cool products. I've been having a lot of fun with them. It's amazing how much I will literally grab a power station in my own house and plug something into it, then actually go into the wall to test out my products and plug it in, which just boggles me all the time that I would just grab the power station. But I see how handy they are. All right, so no questions with that, guys. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I've had a lot of fun. I will tell you guys, I will be back, I believe, Tuesday the 3rd. Do you list the breakdown of models and prices somewhere? In the carousel, you can actually see under there, in the carousel, there is a whole bunch. Can you see the carousel with all the pieces? That's a better question. There is a carousel underneath that shows all of the package pieces that we showed you guys tonight and the prices right there. If that's what you mean. Or do you mean the full breakdown of every model that they have? Because technically, I think I didn't show 2 or 3 of their other models. So I pretty much showed most of their lineup tonight and the prices. Besides, I think 2 or 3. Like the 700 Plus I didn't show you guys. And the 1000 Pro I didn't show you. So, mostly we show you guys pretty much the whole lineup. I can actually see if Lowe's has another list for it, but if not. Hey, no problem. No problem. I appreciate that. Now, again, guys, like I said, I will be back February the 13th with another show. So hopefully I will see you guys on the 13th for my show then. I've had a lot of fun. I've had a bunch of cool stuff. and maybe we'll find something else to plug in during that time to show you guys some other videos. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys all on the next one. Later, everybody.
Meet the new Jackery Explorer 300, bringing you 293 watt-hours of clean, stable electricity to power any adventure life might throw at you. Our new lithium battery generator weighs only 7 pounds, and it's